Hey folks, JD here, and today we're going to be taking up this. This has been recommended to us by Telephony. This is the Flytech T18, and it is meant to be an entry-level FPV racer. Nice 720 fixed angle camera to the front, 4 brushed motors, quite a large capacity battery in the back. You have a Wi-Fi antenna running on the underside, an SD card writer for you to record your flights. All in all, this does seem to have all the beginner could ever want. And here it is. And as I say, it is a beginner copter. We're going to give it a shot today, take her up, fly her around, see exactly how she does. I'm quite hopeful. I don't know exactly how this is going to work out, but the other Flytech we had was perfect, I don't know, a few months ago, so I'm hoping this is going to be the same. But I have got one thing to say. When I was getting everything ready this morning to come out here, I did turn around, grab my transmitter, and I dropped it. And both of the thumbsticks have snapped off. So I've taken it for a little flight in the house. I feel safe with flying it like this. I do still have a little point of contact on here that I can use. So to begin with, we're going to take it up quite slowly, see exactly how she reacts before I take her out on any distance. Alright then folks, let's get this done. Alright then, let's give this a shot then. So let's see exactly how we do. Let's pop on the quadcopter. I'm going to just line up the power connector and then plug it in when it's flat on here. I find this landing pad a hell of a lot easier than the last one. Let's turn this on, single one up and one down to bind. Then the red LED goes out and your LEDs on your copter stay nice and solid. Now I'm just going to find the Flytech app. There we go. I hope that everything is now connected. The reason I haven't gone through the process of doing the Wi-Fi first is quite simply because I hoped that it was going to automatically find the broadcasting network and bind, which is exactly what it has done. So why aren't you coming up on here? There we go. Perfect. So we have a little bit of video relay there. So I'm going to pop this in here. Now then, I'm going to play this in two ways. First of all, I am going to record the screen, and secondly, I'm going to record like usual. I am then, oh come on, why is this so difficult? And then I'm going to press record on the video button up here. Oh, no I'm not. I'm going to get an Instagram notification and I'm going to go to that Instagram page instead. Right, let's stop this. Right, let's do that, because sometimes I find if you break application and go into another application, even though the recording says it's recording, it has actually stopped. Right, perfect. We've got all that set up. Let's calibrate these gyros down and to the left. There we are, we're all done. Alright then my friends, let's take her up. Alright, and there she is. Small, very bright LEDs to the back, ultra bright LEDs to the front. Video relay looks okay to begin with, looks okay, not having any breakups. It's not the quickest refresh rate, probably looking at about 19 or 20 frames a second there. Those LEDs are ultra bright, and I'm not finding that my broken controller, my broken analog stick controller, is actually harbouring me in any way. If you just want to watch me fly for a couple of minutes, just so you can see that I can actually fly without it, and it is actually flying okay. So far, it seems alright. Speed mode 2, she dips. Oh, she's got a nice little return angle. Take her out a little bit further, bring her back. She's got a nice little bit of distance, just on the cusp of that fog there. Up, Wi-Fi breakup. Now back towards the fog. Yeah, you know me, I do love a bit of fog. Here she comes, circling back around. Let's bring her back around to me. Speed mode 3, she dips even further. You know what? For a little supposed FPV racer, now I know a load of companies use that name because they want to actually... Oh! He fell out of the sky in speed mode 3. What the hell? Where is he? There. That is crazy. Right, okay. I don't know what that's all about. If that's a speed mode 3 fault or what. But his LEDs are still bound. He hasn't disconnected, so there wasn't a fault with the quadcopter. Well, there clearly was, because he fell out the sky. But usually, if they've got a built-in failsafe, you'll find, there we are, you'll find the failsafe will kick in. Now I've done nothing, exactly as you've seen. I've just gone, picked it up, taken it back, turned it on. Right, I'm going to go back to speed mode 1 and see if she does it again. As I was saying, the you normally find a load of manufacturers say that a copter is an FPV racer or an FPV start of a beginner FPV racer, just because it sits better with people normally. Oh look, it's a little FPV racer, I'll buy that, it's quite cheap. I think, to be honest, this isn't an FPV racer. I think it's just a really fun nano quad. I mean, I'm flying this around and I think it is quite fun. I'm very perplexed as to why it fell there. And I'm even more perplexed. Well, now we know that it hasn't got a failsafe, unless it does have a failsafe and it didn't trip the failsafe. Of course, these are questions I can't answer because, well, A, it's still flying. B, if the failsafe tripped, it won't automatically rebind. You'd have to disconnect everything, set up the bind again from word go. Yeah, it's very peculiar. Okay, speed mode 2. Let's bring her around to me. Let's see if we can get some 3D flips in. So, oh, she's done it again. Right. Well, at this stage, folks, what I can say is I've flown this indoors already. I've done this a little bit backwards this time, and I've flown this indoors. And indoors, I didn't have any issue, but in indoors, I didn't take her out to speed mode 1. Ah, what is going on? There we are. Again, no problem. One beep, up she goes. Right, let's leave her hover around by me for a minute. She's still in speed mode 2. Let's see if we can do some flips. Let's bring her back down a little bit. That was me pushing up on the wrong antenna, the wrong analog stick. So, 3D flip 1. No. Ah, 3D flips are pushed down the right analog stick, not the shoulder button like I was just trying to do. 4 directional 3D flips, forward, back, left and right, no problem. Again, let's try forward, back, left, oh, and right. Now this is still speed mode 2, so I'm going to see whether she does disconnect again. Well, not disconnect actually, I haven't had to set up anything at all, and she's still going. It's like as if she just, well, it's like as if you just push in the emergency stop, even though I'm not pushing any buttons at all, and she's just falling out of the sky. She did it on speed mode 3. Now let's put her back into speed mode 3 again and see if we can get her to do that again, because she fell out of the sky in speed mode 3. She fell out of the sky in speed mode 2. I don't particularly know why she is. There's no noise. She sounds, as a quadcopter goes, she sounds, well, just like a quadcopter, 4 brushed motors, you know? All brush motors are working. You can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm just putting it back on the landing pad and pushing go, and she's going. So I don't think at any point it's... Maybe it's a battery fault. Maybe it's not a quadcopter fault. Maybe it's a insufficient current. Okay, I'm going to have to get my battery meter out on that little battery and just have a little look. But as I was saying, I flew this indoors before I flew this outside, because last week when I flew her indoors, the weather was atrocious. And I found that actually, indoors, she's remarkably good. But obviously the real test is out in the real world scenarios where you have environmental factors. Today we don't have any wind. We have no forces bearing down against her, other than the forces that she's generated by cutting through the breeze. Cutting through the air itself, rather. But there's no actual breeze. It is extreme, as you can see by the fog. The fog isn't blowing anywhere, it's just kind of sitting and settling itself down. So we've had a few occasional Wi-Fi breakups, but she's still going. She's still going. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's bring her down, let's bring her in for a little landing, and let's see. Come on then, come on, down you come. I'm going to put her back into speed mode 1. I'm going to continue to bring her down. I'm spinning her as I'm bringing her down, not on purpose, but just because I don't have an analog. I always think that, I don't know what it is with this copter. I always think that the takeoff button is the left analog stick. And I always push it and it's the speed mode button. Right, let's stop the video recording there. Videos have been successfully recorded. Let's turn on the analog sticks. Let's see if we can take her up. She has unbound. Okay, so as she's unbound, Flytech, she has rebound. Let's have a little look. No, let's close this application. Let's relaunch the Flytech app. There we go. We should find now, play, that she binds. There we are, she's bound. Perfect, let's take her up. Right, up she goes. Now I'm not going to be pushing this into any other speed mode other than speed mode 1 on the smartphone, just simply because I don't want her to run away with me, disconnect and end up through that fog. Oh, there's the battery lights anyway. Well, as you can see, the analog sticks on here do work and the quadcopter works on a smartphone, even though the battery lights are now flashing. Now, I'm not going to recommend this copter purely because she's fallen out of the sky. I am going to do another reflight with her, a little revisit later on down the line with a different battery, but obviously I've got to wait for that battery to be delivered. Whoa, that's the battery. Yeah, I've got to wait for that battery to be delivered before I do anything. So for the second, I'm not going to recommend this. I'm just going to say that it's normally what happens if there's a general fault on a quadcopter, either be it if it's electrical fault. The quadcopter will drop out of the sky, it'll hit its fail-safe protocols, it'll drop out of the sky, you'll have the LEDs will be flashing, sometimes there's a beep as well coming from the quadcopter. You'll have to reset everything up, so unplug everything, set everything up once again. I haven't had to do this. Now, it fell out of the sky once there, and it fell out of the sky once there. The one to the right was speed mode 3, the one in front of us was speed mode 2. And I found that with speed mode 2 and speed mode 3, it was exactly the same. As it was turning around, boom, it just fell out of the sky. So it's either, my way of thinking is either the battery or it's the transmitter. But if it was the transmitter, every single time that I was turning her around, she'd fall out of the sky. So I'm going to discount that for the time being. I'm going to just purely look at the battery, and by putting a new battery in here. I mean, this battery is quite warm, as you'd expect. It's nothing to get worried about, but at the end of the day, maybe there are a few cells in there which are dead. Maybe you tried to pull power from those cells, maybe that's when it disconnected and fell out the sky. But then at every single opportunity, the Wi-Fi stayed connected, everything stayed connected. I didn't have to rebind anything. So it is quite perplexing. I'm going to start with the battery and see exactly where we go from there. So for now, if you've got this, let me know your thoughts. Maybe I've got a dud yet again. But let me know exactly what you think, and I will do a couple of tests and I'll let you know exactly how this goes further on down the line. Alright then folks, thank you ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.